So on Mondays, or on Monday, I was in the in my mastermind group, right? Where basically we are a group of some entrepreneurs, where we come in, meet once a week, and we discuss ideas and things related to our business. In there, a friend of mine, I would say a friend, obviously he's a friend, he explored the idea that, hey, I ran some Facebook campaign, it didn't work, so I'm thinking of doing offline marketing promotion, right? And his two things were, number one is, obviously, I ran some Facebook campaigns, I got some, leads, but that didn't really pan out the way I was thinking. And number two is, I want to stand out from the crowd. I don't want to do what everyone else is doing. I would like to do something different. I thought about it a while, and then at first I thought I would not say anything, but given he's my friend, I realized what I should do is I should actually tell what's on my mind and my heart. Number one is, I told him, dude, you only ran Facebook ads for some time, right? That's not enough. You don't have enough statistical data to make a decision whether you should continue or whether you should give up. Why do I say that? A farmer, say an apple farmer, he plants the seed to an apple tree on the ground, and he waters it and waits a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and then he gives us, hey, you know what, this is not good for me, it didn't work, everyone else is doing it, I don't want to do this, and I give it up. And he picks up the seeds and puts something else. What he needs to do is he needs to early on focus on one channel and one channel only, right? And there's nothing wrong with it until and unless you have enough data to say, you don't have the intended audience in there. Especially on something like Facebook, there's so many different variables, like a million of them, right? You cannot just test one thing. You have to test until you have exhausted all the options, and then you can say it doesn't work. And number two is, if with Facebook, you need to do design, copy, landing page, and all sorts of things. So, a lot of moving parts. And then you have the demographics, even in the US, you have the age group, you have the occupation, you have the interest, you have all those things, affinity and things like that. So they all work out, and it's very different. That's one. Number two is, think about this way. He wants to stand out from the crowd, which basically means he didn't want to do what everyone else is doing. And my suggestion to him is, like, mate, everyone is doing something, the same thing is probably because it's working. Like, oftentimes we get into this notion of we got to do something, we got to stand out from the crowd, which we do eventually. But if you're starting out, right, if you're going to fishing and you're like, this is the first time you're fishing, you have a better chance of fishing where everyone else is fishing, because everyone else is fishing is probably because that's where the fishes are. Now, it is true that there's going to be a lot more competition, there's going to be a lot more stuff, and maybe all the fishes have been exhausted. But the only way for you to know whether there are fishes or not is to start where everyone else is, right? And slowly develop your skills and get some ideas and bearings. And trust me, marketing is something like, as you do practice more and more, you will grow this intuition, this hunch that you will know what's working and what's not working, and you'll kind of move away from it. Third point, which I didn't say in my text, is like, look, consider the effort that's going to require to do an offline marketing campaign. You got to find this leads through a third party. You got to pay them that. You got to design the mailings. You got to design the offline marketing materials, and you're going to mail it out, which is also more cost. You have to print it out, that's more cost, and then you're going to send it out to a bunch of people, and you do not know if if it reaches them, when it reaches them, and you will not be able to know if they open it or just throw it in the trash. The reason why online or digital works is because you can track whether someone clicked on it or not, how far they clicked on it, what they liked, what they not like, and you can make determination and changes as you go along. Does this mean offline doesn't play a role? It does, absolutely. You got to pair it up, right? You got to pair it up in such a way that it complements each other. So I would say, if he were to do an online campaign and follow it up with an offline campaign, then it's perfectly, it really will work well, right? You got to get the top of mind share, and you got to get the follow on things. So there's a lot of the other ways you can do it, but my initial advice to him is, do not abandon the path you have started on, which is in online advertising. Stick on Facebook, and from Facebook try different things, and then think of offline down the road, because offline will be expensive. It has a lot more effort, and it's going to put you back in like a month and a half to 2 months down the road, because again, you got to put all this together, and holiday seasons are coming and things like that. So rather than that, just keep focusing on where you are right now and figure it out. So I hope that helps. Again, greatness is a choice, and for you to be great, you got to stay with one chosen path and not jump from one ship to another ship and just think there is gold on the other side. Thank you. Bye bye.